she actually started her career as a backup dancer for her idol, Janet Jackson, then Justin Timberlake. And that exposure put Jenna Dewan center stage in the original Step Up movie that kicked off what the New York Times called one of pop culture's most enduring franchises. Jenna then landed notable roles in hit TV shows like American Horror Story, Asylum, another obsession of mine, on FX, the CW's Supergirl, Fox's hit medical drama The Resident, and now she's back for season 5 of ABC's hit The Rookie, which we love too. But in her most recent project, she's doubling down on her duties as an actress and executive producer that had Jenna saying, "You think you know me, but you have no idea." Her new Lifetime movie, Let's Get Physical, was actually inspired by true events that were ripped straight from the headlines. Some of the headlines included Zumba instructor admits to running a prostitution ring. You remember that one? Yeah. Zumba sex scandal. Alex Wright pleads guilty in 20 counts. We know the story went on and on, but as they say, the truth is stranger than fiction. And in this fictionalized version of that true crime story, Jenna plays the woman who teaches fitness and dance by day, but obviously something else by night. Take a look.
I'm Sadie, and I own the new health and fitness center, Dazzle and Spin. Guaranteed to make you sweat.
Feeling pretty warm already.
Like some sort of sexed up Mary Poppins.
It sure seems business is picking up for her.
Jim? A sweaty scandal.
This is a problem?
Well, this is illegal.
In a small town.
I help people connect to their partners in new ways.
Over 95 clients.
She is filming porn at your house.
I'm gonna have to get a cleaning lady.
Why is it so hard to start a new business in this town?
Well, please welcome Jenna Dewan to the Tampa. Welcome. Oh my gosh, you're so beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Oh, okay. I love so many layers to this.
Yes.
You are starring in the film. You executive produced the film.
Yes.
Keeping good company with Kelly Ripa and Mark as co-EPs on this as well.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
But I have to talk about the research, because this is
Yes.
based on a true story.
Yes.
You went in thinking one thing.
Yes, yes. You know, I grew up on these movies.
Yeah.
I truly did. My mom, we were watching ripped from the headlines, Lifetime movies, where it was just like something that I was always, it's the most fun.
Yeah.
And like you said, truth is sometimes way more interesting than fiction. And so this was brought to my attention by Kelly. She knew about the story back from when she was being interviewed on David Letterman years ago. I said, wait. A Zumba instructor who moved to a small town, ran a prostitution ring, yet a lot of the women in the town loved her. Like, I was just so intrigued by this. And so I did my own research rabbit hole of this one night, and I said, oh God, this is really interesting, because I had a lot of, you have preconceived notions, judgments.
What was the first? I mean, I know the obvious first judgment is.
Yeah,
okay,
you go,
wait a
okay,
minute.
this is wrong.
Yeah.
That is wrong. She should have never done that. And she hurt so many people in this town, and there were so many. And while that is true, it also asked me, well, okay, what was she doing positive? Because a lot of the articles were
because
like,
people liked her.
she came into this town like a tornado and really lit it up. I mean, women were taking this class and they were sort of finding their sensuality again. They were finding their confidence, and their lives were changing in this like really beautiful way. And then, of course, then the other shoe drops and it's like, wait, what?
Right.
But then it also caused, there's a lot of commentary on, women. This was consensual.
Yeah.
This was a consensual thing, but women get the brunt of this, and a lot of the men get off very easy. And there was just a lot for me to digest.
I was going to say a lot, because I go down a rabbit hole on true crime. I do a crime show.
Yeah.
So there I am. I say, I'm going to read one article about this story. And then 6 a.m., the chicken is...
Oh, same.
I'm like, how
Same.
many articles did I read on this?
Same.
Did you do the
And
same thing?
I did the same thing. I was Googling. I was trying to find anything and everything on this, because I was really curious by just how she got there, where she came from, what was the story. And a lot of it wasn't available, but the things that were gave us a lot to work with for the movie.
It's interesting to watch your career, too, and the transformation in these different beats, no pun intended,
Yes.
of it. I know I told my team when I learned you were coming on, I said, I love how she continues to own her own lane, her brand, and everything about what you do.
Thank you.
It's true. It's
That's
true.
really
It is
sweet.
so
Thank
true.
you.
I mean, because we know, as you pointed out, as women, people are ready to label us.
Yep.
And then we have to bust out of these categories. But for you, when folks say, you think you know me, you have no idea.
Yeah.
At this point, what do you think people knew about you or they thought they knew when you started out to where you are now?
I know for sure, especially in the business. I mean, there was, even though I started, Step Up, it was a huge hit movie. I mean, that was the little movie that could at the time. But I was still, people still didn't believe in me is the best way to put it. It was a little like, well, yeah, she was a dancer, got lucky with this role. And
you were aware that people thought, oh, she got lucky.
Yeah, it was like, she's the co-star in this movie, but like, this movie is just because she's a dancer. And so then it was fighting that to then get to the next part of it. Well, no, actually she can act. And then it was fighting through that and go, well, she doesn't only have to do roles that have dance in it. It's always been a push for me. And I don't mind that because I'm very tenacious and I'm obviously ambitious, and there's this side of me that will keep marching through. But for me, the number one thing was I had a real perspective change right a couple years after Step Up, where I went, okay, wait a minute. So I'm fighting to be this version of what people around me were telling me to be. And then I said, well, what if I just was myself?
Yeah.
And what if however that looks, I really surrendered it. And I said, however that looks, whether that is, acting, hosting, dancing, being a mom and only mom. I mean, I just wanted to fulfill my deepest purpose, and however that looked. And that moment really
Look at this.
Transformed, right?
I love it. When we come back, I want to talk to you about that because I read a quote where you said, of course, this is your priority.
Always.
These two are your priority and your purpose. More with Jenna Dewan after the break.
Hey.
Hey.
Everything okay over there?
Yeah. Why?
Were you in the office? I heard some weird noises.
Oh, yeah. I was giving a massage, but it was just a loud client.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Welcome back. Sam, and today we're talking about how people think they really know you, but sometimes they really don't. We're with Jenna Dewan. We're both watching this scene of your new movie, Let's Get Physical. It is based on a sex scandal.
Yep.
But as you point out, it's pretty quirky and funny,
It's funny. Lifetime is amazing because they will really push the boundaries. And for me, in producing this with Kelly, we really wanted this to be funny. We wanted it to be fun and funny.
It's cheeky, no pun intended.
It's cheeky, and it should feel fun. I mean, I'm learning pole dancing in 2 days. Jennifer Irwin, who's my co-star,
you had to learn because you're a dancer. You had to learn pole dancing.
Yes, girl, it is not easy.
That's you?
That's me squeezing every muscle that I possibly have in my body to stand.
I've never taken a pole. I mean, I've been in morning TV for a very long time, and trust me, it's been pitched by my producers. We should do something with you doing pole dancing. I'm like, no, you shouldn't.
I wish we would have. I wish we could have done that.
No, you don't.
It's hard, but it's fulfilling. You feel really confident.
What's the hardest part about it?
Well, it's a prop, and it's metal, and you're having to squeeze muscles and hold yourself up there, and it's a whole upper body strength, and there's just a lot of...
Because as a dancer, you're just genetically you are.
Pretty much, if I can use my legs, it's a lot better, but it was a lot of, it's climbing. It's like... And
You're
then
I don't know. I have no idea. This is the point of this show. Jenna's like, I'm like, girl, no, I don't. I don't know anything other than the bed that I lay like that on.
Yeah, like that, it hurts.
That looks like it hurts. With your kids now, you have a 2-year-old and a 9-year-old.
Yes, I do. Oh. It's a circus in our house at all times. The age difference actually worked out really wonderful. She is obsessed with him. He's obviously obsessed with her.
Look at that face.
I know. Oh, they're just the best. This is my number one priority always, ever. It all kind of falls in line after that.
Did you, obviously I know you were very open about postpartum and the parenthood journey. When you look at yourself now, are you the mom that you knew you could be?
That's hard. I think that, yes, I knew I was always a very, it's easy for me to love and nurture and care for always. And so there was never a vision of mine as a kid that didn't involve lots of kids. Like
So
I
you
wanted,
always wanted to be.
I love kids. Even before I had kids, I loved working with kids.
Yeah.
I love kids, and like they're my pride and joy. So
I know that feeling because before having my son, as I tell you, he's 3 years old, I was the person who'd be in the mall and I'm like, that baby is so cute.
I
Mom
was
is like, walk away, ma'am. You're not taking, you'll end up a Lifetime movie, Tamron Hall. Walk away from my kids. Because I
Same.
was like moth to flame.
Same. I would spend hours and just be playing. I worked with charities
Yeah.
with children. I just loved kids. And so I knew that I wanted kids. I was unprepared for the feeling of your heart walking outside of your body.
It's the hardest thing.
The feeling of like, oh my God, I love something so much. Like you're just like, and then you go off into the world?
Yeah.
What? You know, it's like that kind of feeling was overwhelming for me, but.
You've talked about wanting to make sure you're a role model for them and the projects that you do and the way you live your life, especially having a daughter.
Yes, yes. I like being a role model for her to live what makes her happy and to really follow her own truth. And, you know, I was the mom that let her wear purple for an entire year because I wanted her to just truly be herself. No, I'm not kidding. We talked about the threes. We went through a stage where it was only purple leggings.
For the
and
whole
I
month.
said, that's fine, I'm not gonna, this is not the battle I'm gonna have.
Yeah,
You can do,
yeah.
we have
You're like, have your
4
purple leggings moment. Yeah.
But she was just expressing herself. And so I really like to be an example for that and just putting your family first, loving each other as hard and protecting each other as much as you can. She loves that she actually really loves it. She's like, you work hard, Mom, and you love it. And I say, I love what I do, baby, but you're number one. Always remember that, you know? So.
That's so sweet. Before I let you go,
Example.
what is the one thing you wish people knew about you?
Oh, one thing I wish people knew? I think people think that I have it all balanced and all that stuff. I want everyone to know that I am just like everybody else who is just doing their best and trying to manage all the elements of their life. And we fail sometimes, we succeed, but I do think sometimes we only see the highlight reel on social media and in life. And I think it's important to say we all are doing the best we can.
I love
That's
that.
where we're at.
Well, you're doing great, and the movie is awesome. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
Be sure to check out Jenna's latest film, Let's Get Physical, premieres on Saturday, October 15th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central.